I'll spend a couple of minutes and offer some thoughts about market diffusion. This perspective was actually adopted from an article by Christina Wilde in one of the recent editions of the New Systems Thinker. When an organization or company brings out a new product, they want to go ahead and actually sell that product to recover their development costs and actually make money. So, being that the new product that they've announced is a good product and the customers like it, so that those customers who adopt the product in conjunction with a population and some amount of word of mouth increases an adoption rate, which adds to the adopters. So they begin to move the product. It sells, and this is a virtuous reinforcing loop, which is just what the company wants. The adoption fraction and contact rate are just there as scale factors to go ahead and alter the rate at which this happens to sort of be consistent with whatever the product in the market is. Now, in addition to this, the organization also conducts advertising in conjunction with the potential adopters, which results in adoption from advertising, which adds to the adoption rate, diminishing the potential adopters. So things are going well for the organization because the word of mouth is causing the product to move, and advertising is working, and things are going just the way they want them to. And what that teaches them is that they're doing the right thing. So they continue to serve their customers and do advertising, and the market and their sales continue to grow until they stop growing. And when that happens, typically the organization has learned that it's doing the right thing, so that the answer to the situation, if sales begin to slump, is to do the same things, only harder. So they invest more in advertising, and typically nothing happens. But they've learned over time that this is in fact the right thing to do, so that they invest even more in advertising, and nothing happens. What they don't realize is that they have actually been deceived by their own experiences. What this structure is actually it's a limits to growth structure. And nothing grows forever. Things that grow consume resources, and sooner or later they consume the resources, and the resources that they need to continue to grow aren't there, so the growth stops. So while this is a virtuous reinforcing cycle, this acts as a limit to that growth, and they've moved the potential adopters to adopters. If you look at this curve, this is the curve for the adopters, and this is a curve for the potential adopters. So they've sort of consumed all the potential adopters. And if they want to continue to grow, what they have to do is figure out how to increase the potential adopters, so that there are people to market to migrate to adopters. So by advertising more, they're simply pushing on the wrong place in the structure, and it's not going to get them what they're looking for. In conjunction with this, there's also a simulation that's available. The simulation is labeled Innovation Diffusion. It's the same structure. The same kind of relationships are responsible for the the adoption of a product by a market, or diffusion of innovation throughout a market, or the way that a disease spreads throughout a community. And you can go ahead and interact with this simulation to go ahead and alter the adoption fraction and the contact rate, and run the simulation to see how changing those variables actually influences the transition curve, so that if the contact rate and the adoption fraction are very small, then it actually takes a long time to migrate the potential adopters to adopters. So this is an element of the Perspectives project. And if you're invited to join us by sending your Kumu username to me at systemswiki@gmail.com. If you don't have a Kumu username, you can get one for free at this URL. If you haven't seen the introductory video to this project, you can find that at systemswiki.org. So see you in another Perspectives video very shortly. Bye.